Hey guys, it's your girl D here with 8th House Energy. I'm here to do a collective reading for you all. This reading is going to be geared towards those who are coming out of karmic connections. If you've been following my channel, you know I've been talking about that, talking about the winter of healing from an average of the highlight of coming out of the karmic connections as far as the emotional piece began in Libra season, okay? And it continued on with all of the super moons that we had from Libra season, which is the mid-October to into Scorpio season, where we had a super moon in Aries, and then on Halloween we had a super moon in Taurus, and then those were the three super moons, and then we had and after Scorpio season, we went right into Sag season, and we had a solar eclipse, and then 2 weeks later we had a lunar eclipse, right? So here we are now in January. Excuse me. Here we are now in January, and a lot of that, the moon energies had a lot to do with the emotions and feelings and purging of those emotions and feelings, and a lot of us are still going through those purges right now. So a lot of us have cleared out the emotional piece of it, or we're not as emotional as we used to be. But that was the purpose of all those moons, was to help you to clear out the emotional attachment and process your feelings involved with clearing out those karmic energies or those karmic connections that you no longer are a part of, or have or are in your life. A lot of people are still attached to those energies, and they're still coming out of it. So we're all at different phases, but this is geared towards the energy of, now that you are not as emotionally tied. A lot of you may just be feeling spiritually drained and tired because of the fighting with your emotions and feelings, and letting go of people, places, and things that can't come with you into this next cycle that we're going to be beginning in Aries season. Okay, we still have Aquarius season to go through. We still have Pisces season. But when we get to Pisces season, as you know, when the soul goes through its journey, it starts with Aries season and it ends in Pisces season. So we're wrapping up that last 10-year cycle of Pisces season in the season of Pisces. So right now, what you may be feeling is very tired, very drained. I know where I'm at right now. There has not been any sun for about a week and some change now. I just looked out the window a little while ago. There's still no sun. So, I'm feeling it a little bit too. So what you guys may want to do is make sure you're taking salt baths. Make sure you set up an ancestor altar. Ancestor altar could be something very simple. You want to get a candle, a white candle. You want to get two glasses, a glass of water. Okay, and another glass, you may put some gin in it. You don't have to fill it up to the top with the gin. Pour maybe a shot versus, the size of a shot in a glass, okay? And get a white plate, okay? And put 3 pieces of fruit on it, all right? And you're going to change out the water, change out the gin, and change out the fruit every 3 days. You can put on your altar different pictures or things that remind you of your ancestors. Make sure if you put any pictures up there, the pictures don't include anybody who's alive. I need to stress that. It's very important. Do not put any pictures of anybody who is alive on your ancestor altar. If you have a group picture of people, some of them are alive, some of them dead, cut out the people who are alive out of the picture, or don't use that picture. Okay, so and if there was like your relative had a favorite football team or baseball team, you can get like a keychain with that on there. But little pieces of memoranda, if you don't have anything actually left down from your ancestors, or a picture, but put that on your altar. Because now you're going to need their help, and you're going to call on your ancestors. You're going to pray to them. Pray at least 3 times a day if you can. Take 5 minutes and just say, hey, spirit guides, benevolent. Ask for the benevolent spirit guides. Ask for the benevolent ancestors. Ask for the benevolent guardian angels. You have to say benevolent. It's very important, because a lot of us have ancestors, spirit guides, and guardian angels who are not in our best, do not have our best interests at heart. You have to understand there's duality in everything. Okay, some of you are suffering and going through the things you're going through because you're not honoring your ancestors. You're not acknowledging them, and the ones who really didn't have any good things for you or did not treat you well are not the ones you want to honor. If you have ancestors who, did horrible things when they were alive, they were, they did, things like incest, or, they robbed and stole, or they killed people. Those are not the ancestors you want to acknowledge. You want to acknowledge the ancestors who were good to you, the ones who treated you well when you were growing up, if you can remember them, and your ancestors beforehand, okay? So that's just something simple you can do. You can look up different things and talk to different people about setting up ancestor altars, but you can do something basic as a candle, okay, a glass of water, and a white flower, okay, but it needs to be a white candle, and again, a white plate, a small little white plate, and 3 pieces of fruit. That's just minimum. Some people cook for their ancestors. If you want to do that, you can. You don't put any salt in the food. It's very important you do not put salt in your food if you're going to put it on your ancestor altar. I'm not going to get into all of that, as far as, because there's so many things you can do. But key thing, if you're going to feed your ancestors, no salt in the food. So you're going to have to cook something separate. If you're making chicken, you also want to make what they like to eat. If you don't eat meat and you're a vegan, and that's cool. But if you're going to cook for your ancestors, you make sure you cook what they like, but do not put any salt in the food. If you're making fried chicken, no salt. If you're making the ham hocks, depending on what your I'm talking from, for example, my perspective, no salt in the food. Okay, if you don't want to cook food because you don't eat all that, that's fine. Just get some fruit. 3 pieces of fruit, put it on the plate, put a glass of water, a second glass, put some gin in it, put a white candle on there. If you got pictures or little memorabilia of your ancestors, cool. Another thing that I do is instead of using crystal grids, I have this deck called the Crystal Grid Oracle. So if you don't know about crystal grids, look them up, but they're a great way for you to manifest and speak to your ancestors. One thing that I do is I put this on my altar as well. So we have angels, we have spirit guides, and we have ancestors. So I put this on my ancestor altar as well, because what the crystals do with the crystal grid is it allows you to use crystals to manifest whatever you want in your life. And this is a great deck to get. Okay, if you don't have money to buy crystals, or you can't find the crystals you're looking for the particular thing that you want to do as far as manifestation or whatever you're using your crystals for, you can get this Crystal Grid Oracle deck. And it has things like if you want to use a crystal grid for manifestation, if you want one for communication, if you want to communicate with your ancestors, or, your spirit guides or guardian angels, and you want to invoke that communication, you can set this up. If you don't have an ancestor altar, that's fine. But you can set these up in a special place in your home where, you may want to put this down. You can put a candle next to it and pray. And then walk away from it and leave it there. You have ones for protection, okay? You have ones for love if you want to manifest love in your life, or if you want to clear out your heart chakra. We have some for passion. So those of you who are in a relationship and maybe things are a little rocky right now and you want to invoke more passion into your relationship, you can set up this card here. Just set it down next to a candle. Pray over it. Don't have to be a long prayer, but pray over it and then leave it there. But put these someplace where people are not going to touch it. They're not going to be bothering it. And leave it. And this will help you to manifest the things that you want. Transformation. Transformation. If you're going through some major changes, you can use that. Or what you can do is you can actually buy the crystals themselves. But if you can't buy the crystals and you have been learning about crystal grids and you want to find out more about crystal grids, there's a bunch of videos on YouTube that talk about them. But the reason I'm bringing this up is that there are different things that you can do to start building your energy back up, to start building your spirit up, because a lot of you are in a stage of healing, okay, right now. You fought a lot with these karmic battles, and now it's time for you to heal and rest your spirit, okay, and get the spirit you need. It's very important that you eat as best you can. Take your minerals, your vitamins. It's very important that you take minerals as well, okay, because minerals are what helps your body function. Vitamins, minerals are, how can I describe this? Vitamins, help you to maintain your health, but minerals are what you really need for function, for your body to function properly, to process those vitamins. You definitely need to make sure you have all your minerals. So you want to do trace minerals as well: platinum, gold, iridium, which is focused on pineal gland activity, things like that. But you can look those things up. I'm not going to get into that. I just want to give you some ideas of things you can do to heal yourself. Salt baths, all right, black salt. If you can get some black sea salt, it's a little bit more expensive. I know where I'm at, it's like $10 a pound. But you don't need a whole pound. You can get like maybe 3 cups, all right. You can use pink Himalayan sea salt. If you can't afford those things or they're not in your area, then just get you some regular Epsom salt. Take salt baths. If you live near the ocean, go up in the ocean. All right. It's very important that you clear your energy and clear your aura. Okay. Some of you are into doing, some people have reached out to me about cord cutting ceremonies. There are some things that you can do in reference to cutting the energetic ties if you're still experiencing them. And I mean, for example, if you've cut someone off and it's been about a month or two, you know, and the thoughts of them are not subsiding at all, you know, maybe you need to do a cord cutting ceremony. There is a great video on YouTube about that. And I don't recommend that you usually follow YouTube videos in reference to doing spell work. But there is one that I know works for sure. If you email me at 8thhouseenergy@gmail.com, I'll send you the link to it because it's something that I've done and it worked for me. And this is from a page of someone that I really enjoy. And like I said, I'll send you that information if you need it. But again, this is, you know, make sure you're doing the work. Don't just think, oh, I don't want to be with this person anymore. I want to cut the cord. But yet, you know, 2 weeks from now, you're going to be back with this person and you're going to be sleeping with them again. Another level. I'll digress. So we're going to pull some cards now. I just want to put all that energy, all that information out there because I want you guys to start taking care of yourself, start healing yourself. All right. Make sure you're eating your fruits and vegetables. Very important because that's where you're going to find a lot of your vitamins and minerals. Mineral water is a good way to get some of your minerals. You know, I'm drinking Pellegrino. I drink this often. You can try that as well. You know, it's just giving you some basic trace minerals. Okay. Drink lots of water. All right. You know, spend time alone. Processing your thoughts and your feelings is very important. Okay. Let's see what messages we got for the collective here. Okay. So we have Antelope Spirit. Life is speeding up. Okay. So what I feel with this energy here, and it's a number 2. Okay, life is speeding up. So now that you've gotten yourself out of these situations, out of these karmic connections, a lot of you, like I said, you're feeling very exhausted and very drained. And what's going to start happening is the universe is going to start pulling energies in, you know, or start, you know, trying to come to you to bring you what you need. Some of you may be feeling overwhelmed and exhausted. You got to get your energy up. So this is why I was giving you some ideas of things that you could do. But life is going to start speeding up for you now that you've gotten all of this negative energy out of your life. All right. We have Flamingo Spirit. It says embrace the in-between. This is very important because this is the energy you're in right now. You've gotten out of these energies. You've been clear for it for maybe a month and some change, maybe 3 months, depending on when you know, cut these karmic situations out. But we're also talking about a decade, you know, of karmic energies that you may have cut out. Some of you may have cut these people out years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. Okay, some of you may have cut them out a year ago. Some of you may have done this 5 months ago. It just depends on where you are in the stage. But right now, with the winter of healing, where we are now is an in-between stage. Okay, so embrace the in-between. And this is what I wanted to talk to you about specifically. It's about manifesting. 2 and 6 are 8. 8s are about manifestation. So use this time to rebuild your spirit, rebuild your energy, and manifest. And a great way to help manifest is to get some crystals. You see I got a bunch of crystals here. You can use those, or you can get a crystal grid, set up a crystal grid, an actual crystal grid by buying crystals, and basically you're setting them up in a manner in which they are on the card. Okay, but if you can't afford the crystals or you can't find them, or you know, there's so many different things that you want to do or manifest and bring into your life. You want protection. You want to speak to your ancestors. You want communication. You want crystals for manifestation. You want crystals for transformation because you're going through transformation. All right. What you want to do is get this deck. Okay. Get this crystal oracle deck, crystal grid oracle deck. You don't have to buy all the crystals. You don't have to set it up. You don't have to worry about your kids or your pets knocking over the crystals. You simply have the cards. You can use those. Like I said, you set them up, say a prayer, and then leave them. Okay? So embrace the in-between by manifesting what you want. Journaling is a good thing to do as well. writing down your feelings and emotions about what's going on and what you've experienced while you're in this in-between stage is critical for you, because that'll help you to get rid of the residual energy that's still left in you, the residual emotions and feelings about it. A lot of you realize that situations can't be resolved. Unfortunately, with karmic relationships, that's the case. You do have to walk away from them. There's no resolution, because a lot of you are understanding what's going on and understanding the roles of people in your life, and that people have roles in your life. It's not just, oh, that's my mom, or that's my granddad, or that's my boyfriend, or that's my kid, or that's my homie. It's not about that. If you're ascending, which most of you are, you understand the universal laws that everybody who comes into your life for a purpose. The purpose is for you to learn a lesson, okay? Some of you, the lesson is going to be karmic in nature, meaning that this person is going to teach you something about yourself, something that you are going to have to learn about yourself, and then this person will leave your life. Some people come into your life just to help you walk through your path, okay? But a lot of times people come in, they come in for a reason, or they come in for a season, okay? So embrace the in-between. Now we have open starfish spirit, which just says opens to infinite possibilities. All right, so this is all about what you're manifesting while you're in the in-between stage. What is it that you want in life? What does the ideal life look like for you? This is what you want to start manifesting. Yeah, this is what you want to start manifesting. So start thinking about that. While you're in this in-between stage, start thinking about what it is you want. Don't focus on what you don't want, okay? Don't do that, because that's what... You don't want to do that with manifestation. And also with manifestation, don't say things like, I want to have a financially successful and abundant life. Say, I have, or I am living, or I'm thankful for the successful, abundant, financially abundant life I have. So use the tense in which you are already living what it is that you want. Don't say, I want to have, or I wish to have, or please bring me. No, say I have, I am, I'm doing, and show gratefulness and gratitude, because the ancestors and your spirit guides and guardian angels will hear you, because what it is the universe hears appreciation, it hears gratitude, it hears thankfulness. So you want to say, when you write an affirmation, something like this: I am grateful for the financial manifestations in my life. Instead of saying, I want to bring money and abundance and financial abundance in my life. I am grateful for the financial manifestations, or I'm grateful for the financial abundance in my life. That's the type of manifestation you want to write down. That's the type of manifestation you want to think about when you're meditating. Okay, meditation is important as well. If you don't do anything but just sit somewhere quietly, turn off the lights, turn off the TV, light a candle, and just sit there for 10 minutes and just let your mind wander. Don't act on any thoughts. Just let your mind wander. Help to clear all that subconscious energy out. That's going to help you as well. All right? Let's see what else we got here. Okay, so we have Canary Spirit. Sing your own song, number 12. This is very important here, because we all have been through some type of situation here where we've been in a karmic situation, whether it's with our child, whether it's with our mother, whether it's our father or family members, whether it's with a lover, whether it's with a colleague or a business partner. We all have come out of some sort of karmic connection within the last 10 years, okay? And so this is basically just accepting your situation, okay? Accepting the fact that this is what you experienced and being okay with it, okay? Don't let anybody tell you what you've experienced or what you felt. Some of you may have people coming back, because we got Mercury retrograde that we're in right now, the pre-shadow stages of it. So it's going to be going on from the entire Mercury retrograde, which is the pre- and post-shadow periods, is going to be from the 16th of January through March 6th. But the meat and potatoes of the retrograde season is January 30th through February 20th, okay? But in the pre-shadow stages, you feel that energy just as well as you do in the post-shadow stages. So you're going to be having thoughts and memories of these people who were in your life that you had to cut out. Some of them may even be trying to reach out to you, okay? So don't allow these people to come into your life and manipulate you and tell you, oh, that's not what I did, or that's not what happened, or no, you took it wrong, or no, you know what you felt. Trust your feelings. Those are your feelings. They are valid. Do not let anybody invalidate how you felt when you were treated a certain way. Sing your song, okay? Don't let anybody tell you how you felt. Don't let anybody tell you what you didn't feel. Don't let anybody tell you, well, what you meant to say was. I hate when I'm talking to people and I say something and then they'll say, okay, well, what you really mean is blah blah blah. No, 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 no. What I meant is what I said. Don't tell. That's, to me, that's gaslighting. Okay, you got to be careful with people like that, especially if you notice people who do that a lot around you. Well, what you really meant was blah 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 blah. No, 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 no. What I meant is what I said, and what I said to you was blah 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 blah. Now, what is it that you don't understand? Make sure you're very clear. Sing your song and be clear about it. Don't let people try to gaslight you and tell you things that are not what you meant and what you felt. Then we have B spirit. Sweet results await. This is beautiful. This is for all of you who have done that work. This is for all of you who have fought that battle. You can put your sword down now and sit down for a minute and take a breath, okay? Some of you just keep in mind you need to keep the sword near you, because these people might be coming back around to try to put their final influence in, okay? But you got away from them, and a lot of them are a little frustrated about that, so now they're going to try to get you back in, like, wait a minute, where are you going? I wasn't done doing my dirt to you, because a lot of you, they're doing this to you because they got issues themselves, and you're like their punching bag with their frustrations, and you need to take yourself out of that situation. No, I will not be your punching bag, whether physically or, metaphorically. Okay, you're not going to take your frustrations out on me. A lot of people are dealing with issues that happened to them, whether they were when they were growing up or childhood issues that were unresolved, and so as a result, they act out in people in this manner. Just like some of you are on the opposite end, you attract these type of people because of childhood issues and things that were unresolved. All right, and this is another reason why it's very important that you sing your own song and you focus on what type of issues got you into that situation. You know what I mean? What was going on within you that allowed you to ignore the red flags when this person showed you who they truly were and you gave them 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 chances? You know what I'm saying? That's part of what you're going to have to look at as well. And I'm going to have attached here a video that talks about healing your childhood issues. It gives you, some stepping stones to start with in reference to investigating that inner child and the hurt that inner child is experiencing, and how you can start to help heal that. Because again, that inner child is not going away. You can't ignore that part of you. Okay, and if you ignore it, what's going to happen is it's just going to spill over into other areas of your life, and you're not going to understand why you're having issues in every area of your life. Why is my job? Why am I not happy in my career? Why am I not happy with my friends? My friends, I feel like they're deceiving me, or I just can't connect with them. Why am I not happy with my significant other? Why is the relationship not working? Why am I having problems connecting with people on an intimate level? Why is it that I don't have any friends? Why is my money not right? It's because you have to dig deep and get that information and find out what's going on within you. And then acknowledge it and accept it. It's yours. It's yours. Okay? You can't get rid of that part of you. You have to accept it and embrace it. And that's part of the shadow work. Accepting, embracing the good, the bad, and the ugly. Everybody wants to talk about love and light, love and light, love and light, but nobody wants to do the shadow work. You are a person of dual energy. You have the shadow part of you and you have the light part of you. You cannot ascend as high as you would like to if you do not go as deep as you need to in that dark area. All right? It's very important that you address your shadow side. Okay? And the video that I have attached will help you to start beginning to do that. Okay? And then sweet results will await. Once you tackle that dark side, and it's not going to be an easy journey, y'all. Don't get it twisted. I'm on this journey myself. And it has been such, oh my God, my life has changed so much. And I have to tell you, it's been difficult. It's been trying because some of my karmic partnerships were bad relationships, intimate relationships. Some of them were with family. So I ended up having to leave a lot of connections, a lot of people behind. And it was hard. But then I had to sit down and address the inner child in me and what was going on with that inner child and what issues that inner child had. And once I started doing that, life started to get a little bit easier for me. Things started to make a lot more sense. On top of the fact that I was working with my natal chart as well as learning astrology. Okay? Those are the keys to you getting better. I'm telling you right now. Learning astrology, learning the planetary alignments and how they affect you and the people around you. Understanding your chart, looking at the different areas of your chart, reaching out to an astrologer if need be. It may cost you a couple $100, but if you look on my channel, where you see my subscriptions, there are some really great astrologers. You got the Peace Dealer, you got you got Dolo the Pilot Boss, you got Fernando Prudhomme, you have Anna Botticelli, you have Stormy Grace. These are some of the you have Rachel Spring or Raquel Spring. All right, these are some of the astrologers that I follow. All right, and you can reach out to any of them, find out what their rates are, and they will help you to work with your chart. It may cost a little bit of money, but income tax season is here. This is worth the investment. Okay, start understanding who you are. You know, since society has this program that everybody's supposed to go to school, get a degree, and go get a job. That's not, and wonder why people do this, but they're so unhappy because everybody's not designed to live that life. Your individual natal chart is telling you what your individual path is. And once you know what your individual path is, then you will start being able to learn how to follow that individual path. Yeah, you're going to have to deal with the naysayers who are looking at you weird because you're doing the opposite of what everybody else is doing. But that's the age of Aquarius. That's what we're going into. Everybody is realizing, look, I'm not a herd. I'm not the sheep. I'm not sheeple. I can't just follow what people say I'm supposed to do. I have to follow my own path and my own light. And in order for you to do that, you have to understand who you truly are and your purpose in life. Your North Node is telling you what your purpose is. Okay? And that you can find in your natal chart. All right? So underneath the deck here, we have Butterfly Spirit. Transformation is beautiful. All right? This is what I'm talking about. Once you take care of all of this, your transformation is already beginning. It's already starting. But this is what you're going to experience, a transformation. So you're going to come out of that caterpillar stage. Right now, we're in the cocoon stage. Okay, where we've gotten rid of all those karmic energies, or we're slowly getting rid of them, and we're going into the cocoon so that we're going through a metamorphosis, a change. We're in that in-between state. Okay, in that in-between state. And when you're in that in-between state, there's a lot that goes on in you mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Do you know that when you change your ideology and you change your perception and your way of doing things, you can actually change your DNA? You know, a lot of us come from places where there were generational curses, you know, generations of incest, molestation, alcohol and drug abuse, abandonment. Those things sometimes, if they went on in your ancestry, those things are in your DNA. So sometimes that's what triggers you, and that's why you're attracted to some of these types of relationships you were in. But once you fight that battle and you understand who you are and you come up out of those things, your DNA changes. Okay, so that you're not passing that down. So in a sense, you're breaking generational curses. Like, it gets deep, y'all. It gets so deep. I can't even, I'm telling you, I don't have enough time to get into it with you. And this is why I talk so fast, because I get so excited because there's so much to say. But I don't have enough time to say it all. So I'm trying to get you to the key points. But again, you're going to have to do the research yourself too. All right, and this is what this in-between stage is about. Okay, opening yourself up to infinite possibilities by researching yourself, who you are, looking at your natal chart, finding out about your chart. You can pull up your chart right now and look at, okay, so if you have Venus in Scorpio, just look up what Venus represents. What does the planet Venus represent? Look up in general the characteristics of Scorpio, all right? And try to understand some of the things you experience. And like, yeah, okay, I understand why I move that way. I understand why I act that way. And then also your aspects. Your aspects are very important as far as who you are and the types of things you're going to experience. The aspects will tell you your gifts, okay, that you naturally have to give to others. Some people want to know, why am I here? What's my purpose? Your natal chart, your North Node will tell you that, as well as a combination of your gifts, okay, which are your trines. Okay, your sextiles, which are your opportunities. Okay, and you do have oppositions, but you have to look at the planets itself. Don't look at an opposition as, oh, it's you know, something that's bad. It could be, but it really depends on what planets you're dealing with. If you have an opposition, but the planets that are in the opposition get along well, that's a good opposition. So you need to understand your aspects, your alignments. Like, it's very important you start doing that. We're going into the age of Aquarius. Aquarius is about forward movement. It's about leaving the past behind. It's about astrology, astronomy, understanding the cosmos, your individuality, your uniqueness, who you are. So you know all of this is coming together. So you see what I'm saying? Learn who you are, and you will stop having as much frustration in life as you are having. It's going to be a rough road because everybody else is brainwashed, all right? But you're coming out of that, and you can't allow others to hinder you. It's very important that you stay on your transformative journey, okay? What else do I want to say to you guys? Let's pull a crystal. Let's see. A crystal grid. Let's pull a crystal grid. Let's shuffle and see what's up. Let's see what the collective may need to work on. Okay? Now you can do this at home for yourself and pull whatever, if you order this deck. You can pull whatever crystal grid you want to work on whatever you want. But let's just see. Okay, we have heart protection. Some of you need to protect your heart. A lot of you went through a lot of frustration and aggravation with these people in your life. A lot of you, you could be on high blood pressure medication. Okay? You could be on diabetic medication. All because you stressed out dealing with these people. Some of you, you're so empathic that you're around people who have these types of issues, and then all of a sudden you start having these issues. Because you're around, especially if you're around a karmic. Here's an example. Say you have a karmic connection with your mother, right? And your mother's on high blood pressure medication, or your family members were on high blood. It's in your family, right? And all of a sudden, you're in this karmic connection with your parent, and you guys are going at it. You never had issues with high blood pressure before in your life. All of a sudden now you could be in your 40s, and all of a sudden now you got problems with high blood pressure, or you got problems with diabetes. You don't have a terrible diet. You don't eat that bad or anything like that. But if you're empathic, you could be picking up on the energies of the karmic people that are around you. These people, this is why you need to get these people out of your life, or get away from them and deal with them on a minimal basis if you have to. And dealing with these people on a minimal basis, especially if they're family or people you have children with, just speak to them, take 5 minutes to speak to them if you need to. Speak to them on a need to speak to them basis. If you feel like you have to check in, then, check in, talk 5 minutes, set your timer. Talk 5 minutes, and then, okay, I gotta go, and, don't speak to them again, for another month or so. You know what I'm saying? And then check in if you feel like you got to check in. If you got a child's mother or a child's father you're dealing with, speak to them only when it's necessary, and speak to them only about what you have to speak to them. And if you have to do it via email, then do it via email. Be careful with text and email, though, especially with Mercury retrograde. Things can be misconstrued, okay? So communication, period, right now is going to be misconstrued. So it may be good for you to say very little to people. Just stay in your cocoon and finish healing until this Mercury retrograde energy subsides, which is like the first week of March, okay? But keep that in mind. So protect your heart, okay? You can use rose quartz. I tell people all the time with rose quartz, what you can do is you can lay down on the bed, find on YouTube some heart chakra music or heart healing music, all right? Put the quartz on your heart and just lay there and leave it there for like 10 minutes and just lay there. Listen to the music. You can do this 10 minutes before you get up in the morning, or 10 minutes before you fall asleep at night. All right, and this is to help you heal your heart chakra. All right, so that's one. So a lot of us need to heal our heart chakras because of the broken hearts that we've experienced, the pain that we've experienced, okay? And when you do this type of exercise, what happens is you may have to, these memories are going to come back to you of the things that hurt you the most. But that's only because you need to look at it and look at your part in the situation, all right? And look at what you could have done differently. Did you ignore some red flags? Okay, if you did, why? Go deep, dive deep, because that way you'll know what you did and you will never have these experiences again because you'll be armed. Come out of victim mode. Oh, they did this to me, they did that to me. Stop and look at the situation and say, okay, yeah, they did this to me, but